Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Sounds of Louisville at Home, presented by Denton County Transportation Authority. This digital concert series has been taking place every Tuesday in June and July, and we are down to our final 3 concerts. So we are very excited to be here tonight to give you a Q&A session with this week's featured artist, Sam Baker. Sam, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Jamie. How are you?
I am good. And yourself?
I'm great. Thank you so much. This is a real privilege. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
We are excited to talk to you and let the audience get to know you before they hear some of your songs tonight.
Sure.
So before we get started, I want to remind people you can ask questions for Sam in the comments. We will take some time periodically to check those comments and see if you have questions, and we'll ask them to him and he will answer live, and you're going to get immediate feedback. So Sam, we'll just start. If you just want to tell me about yourself as a musician and a performer.
Well, so I've been performing. I've been performing for a lot of years. I started with piano lessons, right, and in junior high, and then I was in music class one day, and because I was a fairly big kid, they said, "How would you like to play string bass?" And I said, "Oh, that sounds like fun." So learned how to play string bass and played that all through junior high and high school, and that was a lot of fun. Sang for my choir and at religious services, did solos, things like that. So, I mean, it's been all my life. Professionally, I've really only been doing this for about 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in corporate America, and then retired about 4 years ago and jumped in to do this full time.
Okay.
And 2 years ago, I acquired a small company, Lone Star Sound, and the goal of that company was to provide entertainment to retirement homes and senior residences, nursing homes, the whole gamut. Of course, that business closed on March 14th. So, but I've been doing this for about 15 years, and that's really been the focus.
Well, how did you get into playing for retirement homes? That seems like a unique gig.
Well, that is a good story. And a friend of mine, Damon Carroll, is responsible for that.
Okay.
I was at a jam at the Sons of Herman Hall, a venerable place in Dallas.
Okay.
And the bartender shouts out, "Is there a Sam Baker in the house?" And holding up the phone. And I said, "Yeah, that's me." And went to the phone, and there was a booker, someone who books shows at the other end of the phone, says, "Can you play at the blah, 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 so-and-so place tomorrow from 1 to 3? I said, "Tomorrow?" It would happen to be Saturday. And I said, "Sure." And they said, "And we'll pay you." And I said, "Okay." And that's how it started.
Oh, wow.
That's exactly how it started. And that was about 15 years ago. And
wow.
From that, at one point last year, I did about 170 shows last year.
That is a lot.
They're just 1-hour shows. Go in, do an hour's worth of entertainment, pack up your gear, and get out of Dodge. But it's the residents like it, and the patients like it, and it was a lot of fun. And the other program that I got involved with as a volunteer is called Musicians on Call.
Okay.
And we go in and do bedside performances at UT Southwest Hospital.
Oh, wow.
So we'll go in on, it was Tuesday evenings, and we'll go in for a couple hours and go room to room and play a song and move along. And of course, that all ended in March as well. So things have been quiet.
Well, to say, so what have you been doing since March musically?
Yeah. Well, doing some studio work, working on working on guitar playing, working on some vocal stuff, trying to learn more. Playing music you're never done, right? You're always learning. So I have a coach, and she's been working me hard, and we're trying to add some new stuff to what I can do, and it's good. So this has been a good time to do that. I also, though, in March, started doing two half-hour shows a day on Facebook Live.
Okay.
And eventually, by the time I was done, we did it for 90 days. Some of the other performers in my company came and did shows as well. But we got about 150 shows in Facebook Live. They're still up there. You can look up Lone Star Live, and you can find all the shows up there.
Okay.
And the idea was, if we couldn't be there in person to entertain, we would try and do some entertainment that the management of the retirement home could play for those residences when they got a chance to.
Okay,
and so we did a lot of that. Yeah. So we're doing that.
Yeah, so if y'all didn't hear that, you can watch his live videos on the Lone Star Live Facebook page.
That's correct. And so they are live. Boy, are they live.
But live is fun.
Oh, it is. It's great. It's a great challenge. And
you had lots of experience coming into this Q&A being live on the internet.
Well, yeah, there's that. My college background is radio, TV, broadcasting.
Oh, okay.
So this is kind of just an extension of stuff that I've been doing for years and years.
No, because you've got the professional mic, so you look like what you're doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So you are another person in this series that has participated in the MCL Grand acoustic jams. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. Yep. From almost the very first jam, may have been the second jam that I've attended and did all of them. And actually, one of the things that we did here, I'll hold it up. Of course, it's backwards because we're in Facebook, but this was a CD that I produced for the VAL, or the Visual Art League, who sponsors the jam, and who runs the gallery at the MCL Grand. And we did a CD, and a lot of the guys who come and gals who come to the jam all contributed a song. Some we recorded here in my studio, some we did other places. I put the whole CD together and published it, and you can pick this up. There's really great music on this CD. I've even got a song on here, and one of the few that I've written that I don't do publicly. Anyways, and all of the proceeds go to Val. So there's that, and then I'll advertise my own little CD.
Where can you get that CD?
This you can get at the art gallery in the MCL Grand.
Okay.
Yeah, when the gallery's open and attended, there should be a basket there or something with some CDs, and you can just pick one up and leave the cash in the basket. It's the honor system, more or less. Okay,
and the MCL Art Gallery is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 5, and then after hours if there are events happening at the MCL.
Right. And on Friday nights we sometimes play there. Mm-hmm. The jam is open to everybody, and if you're a musician and you play an instrument that's acoustic, because it's all acoustic, no electric, please come. I mean, it's not just guitars. It's mandolins, it's banjos. We've had trumpet players. We've had clarinetists. We've had all sorts of varied instruments that come in and sit with us and play a song. And it's a very open and wonderful environment. And it's been going on for quite a while now. So this CD we did, I don't remember the date on it. Oh yeah, there it is, 2014.
Okay.
So and this was about 5 years into the jam's existence. So yeah, it's great. So if you're a musician and you're listening and you want something to do on Friday nights, it reopened again this Friday.
Woohoo!
We social distanced ourselves, sitting around, and I had my Marshall stack behind me so you could hear my guitar. And that's an inside song joke. Anyways, and so there were 4 people at the jam, and we sang songs and played guitars and had a wonderful evening. So, and I think we're going to be doing it again this week. So you check with MCL Grand, and you should be able to jump right in. Love to have you.
Well, tell us about that other CD that you held up.
Yeah, the other CD is my CD.
Woo!
Yeah, and the name of it is 60 D Street. I'm a sailor, one of my hobbies. Sailor, motorcycle riding, guitar playing. And this was my CD, and this has, one of the songs that I did that I submitted, 455 Rocket, is the lead song because it's just a fun song to do. I love singing it. But it's got a bunch of other stuff that I love to do. It's all covers, but it's songs that I've always enjoyed singing and playing, and a couple of Jimmy Buffett tunes, and a couple of Canadian folk singers, Stan Rogers and Valdi, and just good stuff. Good stuff. And a show tune. Ha-ha.
Show tune.
That's right. Show tunes.
So how would you describe your music?
Well, that's a great leading question, because in my shows, I will do stuff from a bunch of different genres. So I actually will do some show tunes.
Yeah.
And I will do some big band stuff. Okay. And I will do a little bluegrass stuff, and I will do country stuff. And living in Dallas, it's a lot of country, right? Little bit of 50s rock and roll, ballads and things like. So I'm really spread around the genre across a lot of different types, and that really is a natural extension of the audience that Lone Star Sound has, because remember, our slogan is the soundtrack of their lives. So we go into these facilities and they're my parents. Right. They're our parents. Mm-hmm. And the music, the soundtrack of their lives is very different than the soundtrack of my life and the soundtrack of the current, generation. Right. So we kind of specialize in doing some of that oldies. Well, oldies is 50s. This is pre-oldies. Oh, God. What year is this again? 2020? No. 2020. Yeah. So there's, I do 40s, 30s, if I do a patriotic show and we sing Yankee Doodle, that's 1775. Wow. So you might say that we do songs from several hundred years.
Wow. Is there a genre or a style, not a style of music, a time frame, a decade that you like more than others?
Well, so personally, my personal, favorites are sort of the folk scare of the 50s. Mm-hmm. I've actually played on stage with the Kingston Trio. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The late 50s into the mid 60s. Right. So that includes like the Beach Boys and all that stuff, and the early Beatles stuff. I graduated high school in '69. Right. So that's Sgt. Pepper's World and Jimi Hendrix and Woodstock and all that stuff. So that's the soundtrack of my life. Right. So that's the things that I like to listen to and I like to play. But then my audiences, like that, but they like other stuff. So, as a professional musician, it's your audience, right? That's your customer. So you have to deliver what the customer wants, right? And they, Beach Boys, one or two songs, couple of Limelighters tunes, whatever, but they much rather have a little bit of Elvis and
yes.
Thank you very much. And a little in the 40s and 50s, a big band sound and stuff like that. Right. And show tunes just go all the time.
Of course.
Yeah.
So who is the furry friend that has joined you?
Oh, that's Colt. Colt is, Colt. He's one of our 2 golden retrievers. We work with the Golden Retriever Rescue. We're a foster home.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So, although he's now a permanent resident for a long story that we probably don't need to get into. He's a permanent resident along with Captain Morgan, who's out there somewhere. Okay, and he's our the golden retriever. Yeah. So that's it. So he comes in. He likes music. Captain Morgan goes away, but he comes in and listens.
Okay. Well, it seems like every week someone always wants to know if you could perform with anyone, who would it be? I know it's tough.
That's a tough question.
It's very tough.
One, because I like music from all these different genres, right? So, who would I want to, I would love to get on stage with Manhattan Transfer.
Okay.
Right? Their jazz vocal group. That would be awesome. It would be fun to get on stage with Roy Clark. He's just a fun performer. I've been on stage, as I said, with the Kingston Trio. So I don't know that I can pick one.
Well,
You know,
Tune's
maybe
good.
Weird Al Yankovic, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
that would be an
I don't know.
interesting experience.
Yeah, it would be. And you know, it's tough because I just do so much,
Right.
and it's so broad that it's tough to say. I don't have a, I mean, if 15, 20 years ago, I probably would have answered Jimmy Buffett because
Right.
we were doing a lot of sailing then, and I would love to be on stage with Jimmy Buffett. As a matter of fact, one of the songs I sent up was a Jimmy Buffett song.
Hmm.
So, you know, that's just fun to do. I like performers that have fun.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, most of the time, the CDs that I listen to are live CDs
Okay.
because you really get a feel for the performer in their element more so than what happens in the studio where you can get another take and another take
Right.
and another take. And, you know, live performance, you got to get it done. And if you don't get it done, you have fun with
Right.
not getting it done, as you'll see in the video that I sent up. Anyways.
Well, so what's your favorite part about performing then?
I like, well, the audience feedback is the best part. Yeah. Applause, right? Somebody has to sing, somebody has to applaud. That's what I tell people. Say, "Oh, I wish I could do that." I said, "No, it's really important. You need to listen and applaud." My favorite part of is bringing that enthusiasm and the entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing smiles on people's faces. That's really what the goal is. If I can entertain them, if I can make them smile, if they can escape for 3 minutes and 45 seconds while I'm doing a song,
Mm-hmm.
or relive a memory, or relive a song,
Mm-hmm.
that makes it all worthwhile for me.
Okay.
Right.
Are there songs that people that have seen you repeatedly always ask you to play?
Yeah, there's a couple. The 455 Rocket, which I lead off with, is one of them. That was, and that's a very interesting song because that was written by Gillian Welch. I got to look at my note here. And Gillian Welch and Dave Rawlings. Right,
Okay.
I can never remember Dave's name. Sorry, Dave. And if you know Gillian Welch's stuff, she's very singer-songwriter.
Yes.
And she has, I mean, she's great. She's brilliant. And she has great songs, and they have lots of meaning, and they tell wonderful stories, and they have great imagery. 455 Rocket was like, wow, this is really cool. Now, Kathy Mattea made it famous. Right, and if you remember the video, it's her in a 455 Rocket doing a really torchy version of that song.
Right.
And it's awesome. I didn't do that version. I do kind of more of an upbeat rockabilly song.
Right.
It was the lead song on my CD, and so I've done that a lot. There's another one that called West Texas Highway, and Lyle Lovett does that, and Michael Martin Murphy, whatever, 3 names. I can never remember. He wrote it and done it. So you know, people ask for those songs a lot, and they ask for, I do Scotch and Soda, which is a Kingston Trio song.
Okay.
So I do that. You know, that's, you know, those are probably the most requested songs.
Okay. Well, then that kind of leads into, since you've already talked about the 455 Rocket, the songs that you submitted for this. You want to tell us what all 3 of those were and why you chose them?
Yeah, so 455 Rocket I chose because it's a fun song. I love doing it in the version that I do it. Very up-tempo, great story, and you know, it was just a fun song to do. Now, it's not the same version as I do on my CD. I had a different set of I'm a solo performer.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear the band behind me, it's all studio musicians. I send them charts, they do their shtick, they bring it back, I mix it all together, and then use it as a backing track when I perform.
Okay.
So in the 455 case, it was James Roller, TJ Clay, and Brian Fuller and a couple of other studio musicians from a studio up in Nashville.
Okay.
That put that together. So that was 455. It's just a fun song, great up-tempo fun song. The second song, Volcano, is Jimmy Buffett. And I have no other reason for doing it other than I like to sing it. It's a fun song. And you can see, it's not only just singing the songs, I like to, present the song as well. So you see that. Then the hang on for a second. The last song is White Lightning. And that was by it was actually written by the Big Bopper. And he does a version of it, but most of the people here in Dallas know it as a Georgie Jones song.
Okay. Because
it was his number one song. And so that one has, again, it's up tempo, it's fun, and it has a kind of a bluegrassy feel. I did it with a bluegrassy feel. Georgie does it with a very country western feel. And it's really interesting. This is why I like live music. If you listen to George Jones' recording of it, his live recording of it, he actually sings the third verse twice.
Huh.
And it's like, okay, leave it in the can and put it out, right? It's like if you listen to the Mamas and Papas, Monday,
right?
They all come in about a bar early after the break. Listen to it again because it starts, it starts over again. They start over again. They left it in the can. They said that's okay. We're going to release it that way because the rest of the song all fit together. And anyway, so those three songs, they were just fun. I pulled them out. You'll see I'm wearing different shirts because they all came out of different shows from the live shows that I was doing during the lockdown. So that's why they all have three different shirts on.
That just makes it kind of fun.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, are there anything else that you want the audience to know about you and your music and Lone Star Sound or anything?
Well, I can't end this without at least plugging KNON radio, right? It's community radio, and KNON is all volunteer DJs, and I'm on the Monday Morning Blend, which is the Action Annie Monday Morning Blend show.
Okay.
With Annie Howe as the main disc jockeyette, and Howard King is traffic and weather, and I'm the second banana. So I do a couple of things and just kind of throw non sequiturs in as we try and get people revved up for the morning. So that's a lot of fun, and that fills my week.
I bet.
Yeah.
And that's Monday through Friday?
No, just Monday.
Just Monday, okay.
Yeah, well, I'm only on Monday.
You're just Monday.
If you look at the station layout, they've got a morning blend show, and there's a different disc jockey from 7 to 9 every morning because we're all volunteers, and nobody has the time to volunteer 5 days a week, right?
That's true. That's true. That's asking a lot.
Yeah. So we just do it Monday morning, but it's a lot of fun. Been doing it for a couple of years. Annie's been on the air for about 17 years, and I stepped in to do a couple of things with her, and then they swapped people around, and I ended up doing that with her, and it's a lot of fun. So I know it's 7 to 9 Monday morning, but it's a drive time show. So the idea is to get the blood going and get the energy up.
Well, I really think that people are going to enjoy the songs that you submitted. Like you said, they're very fun. They're very upbeat. They're very easy to enjoy. And it just makes the fact that your shirts are different makes it even more enjoyable.
Thank you.
So we're really glad that you were able to be here with us tonight for being part of Sounds of Louisville at Home, presented by Denton County Transportation Authority. And shout out once again to Denton County Transportation Authority for sponsoring this digital concert series. You can find them on Facebook and Twitter at RideDCTA. And Sam, Lone Star Sound, that has a Facebook page, correct?
Yeah, there is a Lone Star Live Facebook page.
Okay.
And you can also find Lone Star Live, LoneStarSoundLLC.com. And you can find some more information there.
And that's where you can find videos that Sam did.
You can find the videos we did. the other performers, some information about all the. We have some great performers in the company, and they're all very professional, and they all do wonderful job, and we don't make a lot of money doing this because a lot of it is just delivering that entertainment to the residents.
Right. Well, you do have a gig coming up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we almost forgot. Tell us.
Thanks for reminding me. Well, no, my calendar thing didn't go off right. So, oh, by the way, you're going to see me. One of the things you're going to see in the video is I'm looking all over the place. I'm only in my living room, and you'd think there was that, but I was doing them as both as a performer and the engineer. So I'm watching the feed, I'm watching the meters, I'm watching this over here, and sometimes it gets a little. You'll see what happens. It's live, right? That's all I'm going to say. It's live. But tomorrow, from 1 to 3, I'll be at Music City Mall.
Okay.
On the center stage, doing a 2-hour show up there. That's been, by the way, the mall bringing entertainers, and I'll be honest with you, we get paid to go up and do that at the mall. It's great. It really is. I mean, it's not a lot. Right, pays for the gas to get from Garden Ridge to the mall, but it a lot of performers. There's a whole group of performers that rotate through there. Both pianists, there's great piano players, as well as some duos and trios, some other solo artists. So and the mall is starting to pick up. And it's nice and cool this time of year. So it's a good place to escape the heat. That's right. Good place to escape the heat. So come by. That's 1 to 3 tomorrow. There'll be somebody out there from 11 to 1, and there'll be another, 11 to 1, another person from 3 to 5, whatever. They give us 2-hour shifts. So awesome. That's the way that will work. Yep.
All right. Well, check out Sam.
Hope to see you there.
At the Music City Mall. You can also find his company, Lone Star Live, on Facebook. And check back tomorrow where we will announce next week's featured artist. There are only 2 more weeks left of Sounds of Louisville. So make sure you come back. And then in about 4 minutes, Sam's mini concert, his music video is going to go live on our Facebook page. So take a short break and come right on back. And Sam, I hope you have a great evening. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you so much for having me and for playing my music and my videos. I really do appreciate it. As a Louisville resident, I love to provide this capability to Louisville. And Louisville has done a lot, not only the Jam, but Western Days and all the things that Louisville does to support the arts, both visual arts and musical arts. Really do appreciate it. So thank you very much. Well, thank you. Have a good evening, Sam, and have a good evening, everybody watching. Good night. Enjoy. When GM built rockets, Oldsmobiles, 455, yeah. There we go. Yeah, Mr. Smith had an Oldsmobile, baby blue with wire wheels. He took it home the day she was advertised, yeah. Said it leaked when it would rain. Sounded like an airplane. I knew she was
smoky good. It's my 455 a rocket, the kind the police drive. You gotta watch yourself when you take a turn, yeah. She was made for those straightaways. Grew up hating Chevrolet. She's a rocket, she was made to burn. I tell you true, I ain't ashamed. I cried when the record came. When she skidded, I thought I heard angels sing. We hit the curve and began to sail. Took down most of the safety rail. Even the cop asked me, man, what you got in that thing? I got a 455 a rocket, the very kind you drive. You gotta watch yourself when you take a turn, yeah. She was made for those straightaways who are grew up in Chevrolet. She's a rocket, she was made to burn, made to burn, made to burn. Yeah. Get your margaritas all ready and here we go. How you feeling it, my man? Say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. Round she's moving under me. Got your tidal waves out on the sea. Sulfur smoke up in the sky. Pretty soon we'll learn to fly. Say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. My girl quickly says to me, then you better watch your feet. Lava come down soft and hot. Gotta love me now or love me not. Say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. Woo! No time to count what I'm worth.